One of Kate's greatest strengths here is really getting to the heart of someone's business and why they do what they do and somehow making that visual. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that and what your process is, because from my point of view, you have this in-depth conversation with somebody and then magically something beautiful appears. So I kind of want to peel it back a bit and just see what your process is. So we're going to talk about mood boards, and I think we all kind of have an idea of what a mood board is. Basically a visual collage, right? Did you want to talk more about what it actually is?
So it's maybe like one of my favorite parts of the branding process, and we do this before we do the logo, and it's been like, it's a fun like exercise in intuition as well. Like I said, I mean, I went to art school, I know facts about colors, but it's a lot of it is a feeling. That's what a mood board is. It gets that feeling, and then that's an essential piece of your brand that carries through everything, is the feeling that you want people to have, right? Whether it's a feeling of trust or a feeling of like fun and creativity, or a feeling of like purity and simplicity. Like, what is that kind of underlying thing, and how do you communicate that visually? So I love making mood boards.
Yeah, and I think it's why I wanted to talk about it kind of first in the videos, is because it's one of my favorite things. Because it's magic. There's like a little hint of magic in there, and I think it's because it is so artistic and visual, and that's always has some sort of intuition involved. So it's like it just comes from you somehow. I don't know. You and your clients kind of.
Yeah, we find our way.
It's fascinating.
It is a little magic. I don't really. It's hard. That's why it's kind of hard to explain, because it's an art. I mean, really. A lot of my clients are solopreneurs, so they are their brand. So how do you translate that, like, in not just an outfit, but also like a business card and a website? Like, if they show up kind of wearing, you know, a pearl necklace and navy blue blazer, how do you say pearl necklace and navy blue blazer in a business card? So it all has to kind of translate and all be cohesive. It's tough for people to find out what their own flavor is. I always say people, you can't taste the inside of your own mouth, which is basically what I mean is, like, you think your original flavor, you think like you're just you and you're vanilla, you know, you're just standard, but to somebody else you're a flavor. So how do we tell people what flavor you are? It's a little bit like an aura reading, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's things like blue is the color of trust, and orange is the color of creativity, and green is the color of like natural stuff. And so there's a little bit of that kind of like, well, you know, you can't have a roofing company that's pink, but I mean, you could, but you'd be saying something. You'd be making a statement. It's not like what people expect. So, yeah, it's fun to see it all come together and to kind of hold up that mirror. It's like doing somebody's hair and then like holding up the mirror and being like, like, here's the new you. Like, here it is. You're in focus now. Yeah.
I remember I used to add textures and physically create mood boards for films that I was making.
That's so cool.
So I'm wondering, do you incorporate texture even though it's digital, and how do you go about that?
Yeah, so, well, usually I do it because we collaborate a little bit. So I start with, let's make Pinterest boards, and let's just both pin just anything on the internet to these Pinterest boards. So you can just basically find anything you can think of, if it's burlap or, you know, fluffy fur, or I mean, I'm going in patterns, but like, it, you know, in textures, but it could go, you know, it could be anything that you just think of that you want to like find a picture and be like, that's it, and just put them all together. And I say it's like just going everywhere in the world and putting everything in a shopping cart, and then you look in that shopping cart and you kind of go, okay, there's a couple of things here that don't really go, so let's get rid of those. But everything else here is kind of, you know, we've got a theme here. We've got something that looks like a flavor, you know, for lack of a better word, that's cohesive. And together these random things form that brand that we can use as a reference point for your website, your business card, your rack card, your photography, your brand voice, all of those things. You know, if you're decorating an office, you can hold up your mood board and go, wow, you know, that's really the color of my office. You know, I mean, you can see like that's so, you know, kind of earthy and natural and modern, you know, in a kind of a like a vintage modern way, as opposed to this, which is very like bright and poppy colors for kids, but we kind of went away from like just primary colors, which are so overdone, and brightened it up a little bit, versus this, which is kind of has this like gypsy bohemian feel. And so these are just, you know, we pull the colors for this palette at the top out of the different images, and you know, and I play with this a lot, you know, just pulling a little color. And once you look at it all together, I mean, you can go as you're like, you know, buying throw pillows for the sofa in your new office and go, no, it doesn't go. It's not one of my colors. I need to find things that are my colors, or I need to find things that just, if I hold it up next to this, it goes. So it's a really essential piece of the branding process to have that visual style guide that isn't so specific, but it's more of a feeling.
Yeah, and I think as people get into their businesses too, sometimes it can get overwhelming, and they can get kind of muddled, and if they have something they can go back to that's like an easy visual reference, they can be like, oh right, yes, this.
Right. I think it's that, I mean, to go back to that mirror thing, it's just like they don't know, they're in it, so they don't know what it looks like because they just are it. So once you kind of go, you bounce it back at them and they're like, oh yeah, that's actually good, you got it, you know, like that's what I look like, that's what people are gonna see. So it's fun. Cool. Yeah.
So if anyone out there has questions about branding in general and mood boards, talk to Kate. She'll hook you up, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.